We're taking a look at ticker symbol NVDA, that's Nvidia Corporation. The chart we're looking at today is a 4-hour chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 4 hours of trading. So we go back to the start of this killer uptrend. We had those earnings. And actually, Nvidia was pushing up nicely even before those earnings, recovering very nicely from its February lows. But we have the earnings on this chart, and that's when this thing really got started on this insane, powerful uptrend. And not only was it insanely powerful, but it was also healthy, and that's why we have all these levels of support. Let's cover that real quick. So for support, we have 45.30, 44.90, 44.40, 43.60, and 42.15. Resistance on the way up, we're going to have 46.05, 46.80, and 47.75. Now back to what I was saying, you can see the earnings report was right here, and that's where we had that massive uptrend just going. Alright, so we have all these levels of support, luckily, since we're dipping now, and Nvidia being on the S&P 500 and all of that, it is going to be affected by the overall markets, even though it's such a powerful stock, ton of momentum, and it's also a growth stock. So very nice stock here, definitely one of my favorite picks overall. And let's kind of go into the details here. So we had this very powerful uptrend, and then after that we were still uptrending, but it wasn't just like a spike up and then a massive drop and then maybe some consolidation, another spike here and there, kind of like you'd see like pump and dumps, right? It was nice and healthy. We had some runs and some pullback, nice healthy pullback, making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, a little bit of a dip here and some consolidation, but then once again some higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then we had some lower lows here and now here, of course. But the fact that along the way up this entire time we were making such nice higher lows, that's going to give us some really good support, and that's where we're getting all this data from here. As you guys know, Nvidia is making lifetime highs, and it's been doing this for weeks now. So this data isn't based on months or years worth of data like most of my analysis tend to be, but this is current data since we are in a current range that we've never seen before. So right now we're currently trading at about 45.73. So we're going to have that support at 45.30 next. If if 45.30 doesn't hold, then we're looking at 45.90, then 44.40, 43.60, and finally 42.15. Now, interestingly enough, that 200-day average is right in line with that bottom support at 42.15. But that doesn't mean we're going to fall all the way down there at all. We have some really good support on the way there if we continue to dip. But it does mean that we're going to have some nice support levels. As you saw here, the averages were pretty far away from our share price, but since we've kind of been consolidating for a little bit, we still have been making higher lows, but it was nothing like over here, right? So the averages kind of came back in line, and those tend to act as trailing support or resistance, and you can see all along the way here, indeed, they were kind of acting as support. We kind of dipped, but bounced off those averages and just kind of continued moving up slowly, but still moving up, absolutely, and that's where we made that high of 48.62. Now, averages are not looking as good, and just to reference that, I have 5 averages on this video. Most of my other analysis videos will only be looking at the 3 for the sake of simplicity, and they're also still effective. But for Nvidia, we're looking at all 5. So the blue is going to be the 13 period, the green is going to be the 20 period, yellow 50 as usual, and then the orange is the 100, and the red is the 200. So we've added in the 100 and the 200-day moving average, and you can see that the averages are not looking great. We are below 4 of those averages and only above the 200-day. And while we want to be above the 200-day, we also want to be above the others as well, but it's not the end of the world. What is really good is even when we were above that 50-period average, that yellow line, we were still making some nice gains there, some nice progress. So if we can get back above that yellow line, everything's going to be good, but we definitely need to get back above the 100-day average first. Luckily, that 100 average is at 46.46. You can see it's telling us right there, 46.46, and we're currently trading at 45.73, so it's not too far off. So if we start, bouncing back, we can definitely get back on track. But indeed, the trend is down, unfortunately. We can see that with our previous oversold point right here, and the current oversold point, we went oversold right over here. So it's not, down that much. It's almost identical here. And the reason why I'm looking at that as the oversold point, let me make that line a little bit more fine, is because, yeah, we're oversold all here as well. But where we first went oversold on both averages was indeed right here, which is going to be that candle there. I'm putting it to the close. And then where we went oversold here was indeed right there. So it's really not a strong downtrend. Although we dipped pretty hard with the overall markets, it's really not that strong of a downtrend, and we can bounce back. We just need a little bit of buying pressure, and this thing has had some massive buying pressure. So you know what I think? I think the reason why Nvidia was sold off so harshly is because the longs wanted to take profits off the table and buy back in. You know, these are people who definitely want to buy back into Nvidia, but it's also the same kind of people that thought, well, you know what, I'm up, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% on Nvidia right now, which is pretty realistic if you did buy around, you know, the earnings here or before. Why not sell it and buy back in once it kind of starts legging back up from the dip? So there's no doubt in my mind that on the slightest, you know, as soon as the market shows a slight turnaround, Nvidia is going to get massive volume. People are going to be buying it right back up, and we should be okay. Nvidia is that kind of stock, super powerful. If you've seen the last analysis, this thing was primed to continue running. The only reason why it's dipping now is, in my opinion, because of what I just explained about people trying to take profits and buy back in at a lower price. You know, they're kind of being smart about it. And if you're holding this thing for years and whatnot, then, you know, maybe you're just going to ride it out, and that's fine too. You don't need to sell it off and then buy back in, but there are some people who are going to employ that strategy, and they're going to help out the Nvidia longs who are still in once they buy back in, because they're going to buy back in with massive volume, and this thing will come back up. So that's really all there is to say about Nvidia right now. I'm still very bullish on this stock. It's a great company, and yeah, that's really all I got to say about Nvidia. Hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, and let me give a quick shout out to who requested this one again. I should have had this pulled up, my bad. Let me take a look real quick. A quick shout out to Ryan16. So shout out to you, Ryan16. Good job with the Nvidia choice, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.